trying to wipe it without smearing off my makeup. How do people do this? Maybe people just don't have as many allergies as I do. Hello everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm the Viet vegan because I'm Viet and I'm vegan, and today we're going to talk about how to convince your parents to let you go vegan. Before we get into this video, I just want to say a big thank you to those who have subscribed. We have just hit 7,000 subscribers, 7,000 people, I don't know. So, you know, that's really cool. I hope you guys continue subscribing and telling your friends to subscribe because that's pretty cool. And let's get into the video. So this is a question that people have asked me a lot about, and there's like two different layers to this question. So the first question is for like anyone, how to convince your parents to let you be vegan. And the second layer is how to let your Vietnamese parents let you go vegan, because there's like a cultural stigma against vegetarianism in Vietnamese culture. This is gonna be kind of a rambly video, just putting it out there. I have some like touch points, and I'm sure I'm just gonna start going on a tangent because that's kind of how I am. That's what makes these videos kind of like difficult for me to edit. This is like the point that I'm trying to make, and this is like where I go around it. So, you know, grab some food, a snack, plop yourself down on the couch, and hang out. Let's have a chat. This is kind of more addressed to people who are living at home or they're younger, like in like the teenage age, or just like, I mean, you don't necessarily need to be teenage to have this issue, because I had this issue when I was 21. It's kind of hard for me to like tell you how I convinced my parents to let me go vegan, because there's like a couple complicated things about that. So first off, I was 19 and 6 hours away from my parents when I went vegetarian, and they were actually the ones that, or not my parent, well, okay, I'll get into that in a second. But my family was the one that wanted me to go vegetarian because I was drinking like a Chinese herbal medicine to go with it, so I had to go vegetarian with the medicine. When I decided to go vegan, I was living in Toronto. I was on my own. I had been on my own since I was 18, so I've always been very independent, and I cook for myself, and that was something that I really liked doing. So my parents didn't really like have any say in whether or not I should go vegan. When it came to family gatherings, I just like wouldn't eat because some members of my family were kind of not very supportive of it at first, or they were thinking it was a phase, or they think it was like kind of annoying. You can't really expect your family to cater to your food needs or your diet or whatever, but I think like in general, it's nice that your family supports you, if that's, you know, and like for the most part, I think most families want to support you and want to feed you food, because in Vietnamese culture, like food is love, and like food is like cooking food for someone else is like how we portray a lot of our love, at least in my family anyway. So that's something that was really important for my family. So my family is actually usually really great. They usually provide some sort of vegan option for me. It's usually like bun uk, which is when you translate it, it's literally wet noodle. So there's that. There's like tofu that we always get from the Chinatown in Mississauga, which is like the best tofu ever. Like they always provide basically that for me, or like a mushroom stir fry, which is like, you know, I love mushrooms. Mushrooms are very delicious, but they're not like a filling protein packed meal. They're not like a balanced dish, if that makes any sense. So, I mean, I don't go to my family's house to be nourished. I go to eat, like, say thank you to my family or spend time with my family. I usually eat beforehand, or I eat afterwards, or I bring my own food. That was a long tangent, but the second issue is that like I have a really poor relationship with my dad. I don't talk to my dad. I haven't talked to my dad in a long time. We've always had a very broken relationship ever since I was like 11. So my dad is not supportive of veganism. He thinks that veganism is stupid. He thinks that vegan food isn't real food, which is like so silly, because like half the dishes that he eats at home when my mom cooks are vegan anyway, so it's dumb. But anyway, sometimes you will have members of your family that you just can't convince, or like they're just not open to the idea and they don't care about you enough to learn about it. And that's just, you know, the way things are. Families are complicated, and that's kind of a barrier for you if that's the case. But assuming that your parents love you and want to support you and care about your health and are reluctant to let you go vegan because they are concerned about your health, that is a good scenario, because then you can educate your family on how nutritious a vegan diet can be. You know, in Vietnamese culture, and I assume a lot in Western culture as well, there's sort of a stigma between vegan food and vegetarian food not being nourishing enough or not having enough protein. I assume that you have probably also educated yourself on how much protein a person actually needs in the day, and how Western diet like triples or quadruples the actual amount of protein needed for any diet. Unless you're like a bodybuilder, then like you might need that much protein. If you educate your parents on the different sources of protein and like how much protein you actually need in your diet, that can be very eye-opening for your family. My best tips would be to show them that how much you have learned about a healthy, balanced diet that is also plant-based. So, you know, show them reliable resources, not just like blog posts, you know what I mean? Like I'm a vegan food blogger, like don't necessarily show them this video. Like why would they believe me, right? So find nutritionists, doctors. The American and Canadian Dietetics Associations have both said that you can lead healthy lives on a vegan diet. Reassure your family that you are willing to learn, willing to be independent and cook for yourself, and show them that you are capable of taking care of yourself and making sure that you are getting the nutrients that your body needs to be vegan. You can also show them different websites. So there's Veganuary and veg.ca are both great websites that have a lot of resources for how to go vegan, and there's a lot of resources for parents as well. I'll link them down below so that you guys have like an easy access to them. There's also vegan starter kits online that you can find as well. If you want to consult like a dietitian, I know 2 that are local in Toronto that are great dietitians. One is vegan, one is not, but they're both great advocates for how healthy a vegan diet can be. Learn how to cook. If you want to show your family how easy vegan cooking can be and you're not necessarily like culinarily inclined yourself, get them some vegan cookbooks. There are tons of vegan cookbooks out there. I'm gonna link a bunch of different cookbooks down below. They're affiliate links just because like I gotta pay my bills, but it doesn't make any difference to you guys shopping wise. It just gives me a small commission. But there are also really great resources to show you how easy and delicious vegan food can be, and I find that showing food and how delicious and nourishing and healthy vegan food can be is a great way to educate people on veganism. Family can be really complicated and everyone has their own crazy family. I love my family and I love like how supportive they've been of my vegan journey and how much they've learned, but it depends on how much energy you are willing to put into that. A lot of times they just don't get me, and that's okay, and I've become okay with that. I think honestly at the end of the day, your parents care about you. They want you to be as healthy and as happy as possible. So if you just sit down with them, be respectful with them, try to educate them on why you want to go vegan, just show them that you know what you're talking about, you care about animals, it's something that's really important to you, and usually parents will listen. I advise using respectful language. My family is very strict and there's like a lot of respect demanded for people who are like older than you in the hierarchy kind of thing. Western culture has a different sort of relationship. There's a lot more talk back, if that makes any sense. And that's not really tolerated in Vietnamese culture. Sit down with your parents, educate them, be open-minded, be respectful, and at the end of the day, when you move out and are an independent individual, you can do whatever you want, so long as you are healthy and educated and respectful about it. I don't know. I don't know if that's helpful. I don't know if that is encouraging. I hope that this was helpful. And if it was, please give me a like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. It means a lot, and I can't believe there's like 7,000 of you actually watching. I keep getting random comments here and there where someone's like, I'm binge watching your videos today, and that means a lot to me because I also binge watch other YouTubers. Like it's so weird because like I am a YouTuber, or I don't know, can I consider myself a YouTuber if I only have like this small audience? I don't know, whatever. But I am much like you guys where I follow a lot of different YouTubers, and I binge watch their videos. I've binge watched Lauren Toyota's videos, Hot for Food videos, Cheap Lazy Vegan videos. Like I have been very much like you guys, and I binge watch videos. So it makes me feel really special when you guys take the time to like watch my videos, because it's like you're including me in your life, and that's really cool. So thank you guys for that. I wanted to say thank you to a bunch of different people for making my recipes and posting it on Instagram. I have a bunch of these saved, so like I meant to do this video a while ago, but I kept forgetting. And there's someone who like sent it to me on Snapchat twice, but then I couldn't screenshot it because I'm a fool and I like suck at screenshotting things because my phone just doesn't, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I had to get her to or I don't know the gender of this person. I don't want to assume your gender, but this person had to send me it on Instagram because it was just like, I was like failing at screenshots so badly. So thank you to everyone who made my creations and enjoyed them. It's really great that you guys share, and it's really cool that like I can influence what you guys eat. That's pretty damn cool. With that said, I hope you guys liked this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, comment down below, share your favorite tips or some other advice that you guys have for convincing people's parents to let them go vegan. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a delicious day. Bye!